thinking about things. One of the things I'm thinking about is a bunch of you parents. God bless you. From a 30-year pediatrician, 30 years in the pit, that emergency and critical care. 30 years. And one of the best things about it, we're parents. The same things that people talk about in pediatrics, they say the parents will drive you crazy. My father told me, son, if you enjoy the things about a specialty that everybody else hates, that's your specialty. Well, guess what? I love parents. I love educating parents about their children. And I had 30 good years of doing that, of educating parents about their children in the middle of the night. And I took it to heart. Lord knows I took it to heart. Thank you, Lord Father, for blessing me with that on this Sunday. That's what I say. Thank you, Lord, for blessing me with the abilities that I had as a physician. And Lord knows I was a very good physician. 30 years. Staring death in the face so many times. Staring death in the face. I know death well. I smelled his breath. And I told him, you're not taking this one. Because God is my witness. I'm here to fight. I'm here to fight. Long nights caring for children, critically ill on ventilators. And yet their parents were there, watching and observing while I did my thing. While I did my thing to care for their child. And for the most part, we won. That's right, we won. Overwhelmingly, we won. But anyway, so today, this Sunday, all of you who are parents out there right now, God bless you. All you grandparents that have raised children, when you tired, you already raised your own and you got to raise some more. All the people who adopt and love people from afar, God bless you. You are the people who are making this world a better place. And indeed, it is parents right now who are outraged about the shootings, as you should be. Parenthood. It will cause you to stand up and take a stand when one leg is ailing. Parenthood. You will drag that leg to get what is necessary for that child. Today, this Sunday, I celebrate you. I celebrate all you parents. God bless you. And may the Lord bless you forever. God bless.
Hey y'all, happy Friday. So I'm in my backyard and I have nothing else to do. Of course, as always, I am just enjoying nature, okay? All right. Okay, baby, I'm going to hug the tree now, okay? Oh, Mr. Tree, Mr. Tree. I didn't want you to see me kiss the tree, okay? All right.
Ooh. Man, wind chill. All in my face. Well, gotta get it in, you guys. I hope you guys are having a happy holiday season and being safe.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. Time for the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. Ladies and gentlemen, here in Los Angeles, California, we are having a heat explosion, but nothing like what the rest of the country is experiencing. Record heat temperatures exploding all over the South, Midwest. And once again, I'm so glad that I am in Los Angeles. Sending out our prayers to you, though, those of you dealing with that heat wave, because it's crazy. People are an average of 15 to 20 degrees over the usual today.
Wow.
That's some crazy stuff.
Right.
Now, for us, it was an interesting weekend, you guys, because Juneteenth, which is now the celebration that we're all kind of getting used to, meaning different things to different people. And I was out, thank goodness, I was taken out to the Juneteenth celebration, pictured here in my Facebook. Anthony Hamilton, Billy Porter, Earth, Wind and Fire, Janae Aiko, Belle Biv DeVoe, Bobby Carson's friends, and a bunch of people. We were there. Vic, you were there too, right?
Yeah, I was trying to find you, man. You were in your live mode.
We were in the cheap seats.
See.
No, they weren't cheap seats. They were wonderful seats. But I think you were in the box,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I was in the box. Hey,
and we
listen.
made that in terms of show seating. We don't.
Yeah, wait, listen. I get it.
I know you do.
I get it.
That's why I want to clarify.
Wait. Yeah, somebody ever told you to get in the box? I got in the box. So
pull up to the bumper. They told me.
Hey, all day, man. And let me say this. I have to do this because why wait? I'm going to say thank you in advance. Again, Michelle Sargent, making it happen. Thank you. I'm going to say it also.
Redbone.
Jason Johnson, MSNBC. I'm also say, hey, Adrian Anderson, if you guys don't know, Trinity 5-7, and because they basically made it a wonderful event, and I was just coattailing. So there you go. So basically keeping it simple.
Well, takes a look at some of my picture feeds here from the event right there. There I am, and there I am again. And then I had Bobby Carson with me. See, let's take a look. Let's see if I can get this one for you.
Yeah, that guy's woman all over you. That's the one I saw.
See, the part I realized,
like,
he says, I'm not touching his shoulder.
I liked her. Michelle, give it up for Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle was having a good time. Michelle, people say, Mario, do people bond to you? I said, seemingly so. I don't. I'm not sure what happened on that one, but that was Michelle, and she was out there, and she was part of the Juneteenth celebration. Now, remember, Juneteenth really refers to a time that occurred in Galveston, Texas, from what I'm understanding, when the arriving Union general, over 2 years after the slaves had been freed, arrived because so many parts of the South were entrenched in slavery, and they actually just refused to tell the slaves that they had lost the war and that they had been set free. So 2 years later, a Union general rolls into Galveston to liberate the slaves and announces the end. And that is what Juneteenth is. So it's a sober kind of a holiday to me, like many. It's a sober kind of an experience to talk about, to think about, because it is a reminder not only of the transition from from slavery to freedom, but the fact that somehow individuals still managed to pimp another 2 years out of those poor slaves. Okay. Even in the face of having lost the war, which to me is a reflection of today's Trumpism.
Absolutely.
In other words, I want to acknowledge we've been fighting your granddaddy, your great-granddaddy, and your daddy, okay, and now you. Because some of you still want to hang on to another 2 years of slavery. And that's to me what Juneteenth means. But it's different things. So, how about you guys? What were you thinking? Anybody's going to go? Amari, what
See, I got that look. See,
what, Amari, what?
Hey, listen, I know
it's all right we have different opinions on Juneteenth, because we have different opinions on Kwanzaa.
Right.
Don't even get going on that. See, look, Amari said, oh, shit.
Oh, watch out.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Can I get a 10-second pause?
Sure.
Just 10 seconds, real quick. Gina, I'm on the show live. You say anything, you better say hello to Mario first.
Hey, Gina. Gina is fine, so she gets to come in live. We can only get a picture, Gina, it's some old brothers, you got to be kind. Turn up the volume, Vic.
It's up. She's far away. Hey, Gina, I just did that. Don't worry. I'll call you back, but you VIP, so I had to put you there. So I got to go.
Is that on speakerphone?
Oh, she said, okay.
He didn't put it on speaker.
She wants me to say that she's easy when she goes out on dates.
No, that is not what I'm saying, Mario.
Also,
me, Mario.
Victor, technical
Mario,
malfunction.
I like somebody else trying to say I'm easy. No, I'm talking about
No,
that
girl,
day I
we
called
know you ain't easy. In fact, we go the other way. You hard. You hard.
No,
hard.
the men I go out with are easy, but they
Hard.
You know I had to twist it up. You know
Pour
that.
water on a drowning man.
No, I want you to say, because I have my mom's caregiver, Taisha, here. I want you to say, remember how you used to tease me? I'm easy.
If you think I'm going to go into that voice, you got another thing coming. I'm going back to my show.
That sounds like something when y'all had some private moments. You were making Dick speak in tongues. She was making Dick speak in tongues.
Oh, man. Gina, I'll call you back because you set me up. I'll talk to you later.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Gina's fine. Wish we had a picture.
In tongue, my brother.
Yeah, another one of them fine red balls.
Hey,
We
listen.
got a few of them down here.
Wait a minute.
We got a few different sizes, too.
See.
Different sizes.
See, okay, let me say this. I went off track.
This is good news, bad news, and other shit. I guess that's the latter once again.
Right.
Other shit.
This was the other. And the reason why I did that is because you were thinking too long.
Well,
I do have
it's
I
taken
don't
you
have
a long
anything
time.
negative to say about Juneteenth. I'm
We
definitely about the
I
happy
didn't ask you
part.
for anything negative.
Well, y'all was looking at me like you
No,
thought
we
I
just
would have
looking.
some
No, we just
opposing
waiting to
opinion.
hear the
I'm
great
glad to
Omari.
see so many black people were having fun all across the country.
Right.
The other part, I was looking at
Okay,
that.
you said positive, brother Howard.
I mean, there's another
Howard,
part.
brother.
I still think
Howard, brother.
that was some bullshit by the Biden administration, the way the whole holiday came to being a holiday. But, that's just my black shit that I deal with daily.
So, once again, Omari Bakari bringing the black shit. We want to make sure for the future, we might even title that for the segment.
My segment's going to be my black shit.
Yes.
Omari's black shit.
Special guest, Boondocks.
And Political Brother will come and be on your show. with you.
Huey for Boondocks. Undercover brother.
I get
So
it.
we basically glad with Juneteenth.
Yeah, Juneteenth, there's some happy stuff going on.
Okay, so Mario, you take the only reluctance we have was the impending commercialization.
Yeah.
That part. And the part that the federal government and the Democratic Party continues to think they could give us these type of, holiday, There's a show on Netflix now, Who We Are, I think is the name of it.
Oh, yeah.
A documentary about the Harvard attorney.
Yeah.
And he starts the conversation off by talking about the amount of cotton that was picked throughout the entire duration of slavery in America. And so he was able to put a number to it. So I don't know that a holiday compares to that shit.
And that's where, if you really want to compare, it's going to be hard. It really is going to be hard.
And then the other thing that happened, I think a lot of people may have missed, particularly people here in California, the state has taken on the issue of reparations in California. And not only did they pass it to some extent, but they've also made a decision on who, in fact, would qualify for whatever reparations the state of California awarded. And they certainly said that it would be Americans who were descendants of slaves, which is interesting because it takes on that whole ADOS concept.
Well, we were having a little private discussion about that because that's the whole issue to me. Well, it's not the whole issue. It's one of the secondary issues that come out of a discussion of reparations. Right. We need to do a whole show on that, Omari, on the specifics.
Probably on a regular basis because there's a lot to do. There are a lot of people who've done a lot of research. There are a group of attorneys who did a tremendous amount of work arguing the case in a variety of states. So now we're going to talk about Juneteenth and what it could possibly mean. Then that needs to be a big part of this conversation because, I have to say it like, fuck freedom. If we not benefiting from it,
freedom?
What is freedom in my people's?
Yes, that freedom that they had is that freedom.
No, so where's the economic justice that comes along with?
That's right, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
We want to be equal in this country. If you know the history of this country, you know our people built this country with whiplashes on our back. You know that all that cotton that they talked about was being picked, our people did it. My sister and I did enough research to discover that my great-great-grandfather and my great-grandfather, they were picking 20 tons of cotton a year at age 57. So, yeah, I'm glad our people had a day where we could celebrate, and I hope that this really continues the conversation about how we fix this, because it ain't going to be fixed. White people might never like us, and that's okay.
Well,
some of them will.
Well, first of all, ultimately, if things keep going like it is, the definitions become blurred, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no longer red, white, brown, black, yellow. Now there's varying degrees of mixture all over the place. Let's just say we're at a crisis time. We are acknowledging that.
Yeah.
Another crisis that's going on right now, which I want to acknowledge, is the current issues that are occurring in cryptocurrency. Right now, you're having pretty much a slide across the board. The number 3 Bitcoin, Terra, collapsed recently, and they're now on to Terra 2, resulting in some $45 billion or more, from what I understand, people losing. Then you've had the recent collapse, well, relatively, of Ethereum, which is the number 2 Bitcoin. But then again, you're seeing slides in not only cryptocurrency, but stocks, all kinds of investments across the board. I'm simply acknowledging the difficulty of our times and how it's reflected back down to the regular working class people, that a gallon of orange juice was like $12.
Wow.
Okay, a gallon of orange juice was $12. Things that you used to pay $3 and $4 have almost doubled in price.
Wow.
Gas is not just gas, it's food.
Yeah, the entire economy is like businesses are trying to make up for whatever they lost during that pandemic, and as consumers, we're biting the bulk of that.
Well, the people who are made, 150% profit is the oil companies. So during the gas shortage, guess what happens?
Mm-hmm.
They make money.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting things about California, the economy here, we have an oil economy, we have a huge agricultural economy, and in LA, we have tourism, sports, and entertainment, and food are all major economies. But when you go to the beach in California, one thing you're always going to see is super tankers. Super tankers coming here, not delivering oil, they're coming here buying oil. And my favorite beach, El Segundo Beach, is you just have a straight view. There's always 2 or 3 super tankers waiting to buy oil. So California has a huge oil reserve, one of the largest in the country. But yet, you can't say it's a government thing. It's an oil company thing, and they've always made money. They continue to make money. Here in California, gas is twice as always, even when it was $4 here, everywhere else in the country, it was $2.
Right now, we're suffering through the highest gas prices in the country.
And the interesting thing here, more people rely on private vehicles than anywhere else.
And that needs to change.
We're not a public transportation society here in Southern California.
No, and again,
we want our cars.
We need that to change, and one of the first things to do is give us some public transportation.
Yeah.
So speaking of progress and moving forward, as it were, in this broadcast, we want to bring you an example of our own progress. We've been upgrading our broadcast and our programming. We've been testing out the Pax Stereo Starlink. So first of all, let me give you the latest reviews on the Pax Stereo Starlink, which we have reinstituted here at the compound. I did a speed test. Take a look at this right here. We were getting 310 megabits per second down. But more importantly is that we were getting 23 megabits per second up with a 44 millisecond latency. That's wonderful. And just so you know, to give you something to compare it to, when we get to 25 megabits per second, I can effectively stream 4K. I'll say that again. When we get to a consistent 25 megabits per second, I can effectively stream 4K. And that's what we're looking forward to being the first independent broadcaster, streamer, to stream at 4K. We're looking at it. We've upgraded all of our broadcasts now to full HD, 1080p. That's 1920 by 1080. Okay, that's how big, and it's coming now at 4 megabytes per second. We were doing it at 5 and more, as it turned out. Omari and I were testing. They actually requested me to turn it down to 4 megabits per second, and that, since they say that is the most efficient use of their system, that's what we're streaming at. But we're more than ready. We actually tested our system out at 10 megabits per second.
Wow.
And had a 30 in the low 30s CPU use.
Yep.
So just give it up for Pax Stereo as an indie. As an indie. All right. Well, that's pretty much the gist of it. We got a bunch of things to talk about today. We have a bunch of segments, and again, we got more coming from Amari Bakari, Victor Allen. Well, let's see we don't know what that was. Let's make sure this stuff is working.
I like that downbeat.
Are we about to listen to some
I don't
music?
know what we're doing. I think I might have had the stem. I had the stem cut off. You know, now. Yes, whatever. Mario's messing shit up. Jumped up because my phone just told me Starlink has arrived. So let's just see if Starlink has arrived. That's what it says. Starlink has arrived. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Pax Stereo Starlink. We are ready. Starlink. We are ready. Wow. There it is. There it is. No shit. No shit. There's Pax Stereo Starlink. We are ready. Starlink. We are ready. Wow. For those who don't know, this is Elon Musk's new system. Now, we always end up getting technology for people we're not sure of their politics and stuff, but that's part of the world of technology. But let's just say, Pax Stereo stays in the front end of technology. Unfortunately, no matter who creates it. So we'll see how it goes, though. But today, the Starlink came. This is Elon Musk's over 3,000 satellites up there that guarantees Pax Stereo high-speed internet access, no matter where we go in the world. No matter where we go in the world. So we're able to produce anything we want, anywhere we want in the world, and get it up into the cloud. There's the Starlink. There is the Starlink. Here's how it comes. $100 a month for unlimited service. $500 for the initial hardware. Let's open it up. Starlink. Starlink. Paper. What is this? Plastic to hold it. Here is the Starlink. Here is the base. Oh, I guess you gotta push it on there. I'm not gonna force anything till I get a chance to read anything. Look. This is it. This is Starlink. Pax Stereo TV. We are in the front. We intend to stay there. I'm Mario Hensley. Check us out. Bye now.
waiting to catch a ride. Am I the only one that can't stay off this app for more than 5 minutes?
You know, I feel somebody's watching me. I know the type that I like. Someone different.
We're gonna ride on trees together and everything.
Somebody daring.
They say blondes have more fun. I have a date tonight in the jungle.
Somebody willing to shake the trees. I know what time I am.
Vanessa Alsley.
When you finally get a booty.
Time to fly the grind to find I know. Grind to find the blind to mind a show. Keep the flow, I know to let it go. Off the top the dome, I let it blow. Get it like, oh, wanna get flow, but I keep that, oh. Wanna get team, but I got that, whoa. Wanna get team, but you got that, whoa. Get it like, everybody wanna chill, wanna feel like, ooh. Hold up on the scene, but I green like, ooh. Wanna be the flop, but I thought you knew. Wanna get chill, when you really wanna do. I see them haters, they be talking, walking all the time. Often putting them in the coffin, boffin when they say rhyme. Pretty girls dance, so the ugly girls stay still. Pretty girls.
Welcome to my ethos. Are you motivated? VR Reed, you've motivated me.
When you walk in your room and it starts attacking you because you haven't cleaned it in days, and then there is a flying bear.
Are you inspired? Motivated?
Victor Allen's Ethos.
You know, you guys did a great setup for me, you know. And actually, it wasn't for me. It was actually, you guys kind of started off, well, Mario really did. He led in with the word, he said, you know, and you piggyback, freedom.
Freedom. It's Freedom Day.
And how you felt about it. Mario hit the nail on the head for me as it relates to, all I kept thinking about is that year to 2 year delay.
Can you imagine that, how they worked you for that 2 years?
Right, they worked the hell out of people.
They probably worked you extra.
Oh my God.
The cold part about it, Texas has been behind ever since.
I mean, that's what hits me there. I mean, I understand the freedom.
We just hate Texas. I'm sorry.
You know
Not
what?
all Texans.
Okay.
I like the certain people.
No,
State of Texas.
No. Let me say this. I'll say
You gotta hit a chord.
I point to, and I don't want to get away from my ethos. I'm a point to what I call legislative makers, people of power who kind of say, look, maybe 75% of you guys are following us and 25 may not, but we're making that decision for you anyway. So yeah, when I talk about people, because we know people in other states and other places, they're wonderful, so I don't want to indict the whole community. But Texas has always been, we kind of run our own world. That's just the way they are. It's not a secret. You don't have to go to a history class to study that. Their dynamic is, you don't tell us what to do. Well, today I'm telling you what to do. I got you. Now, let's go to my ethos. Let's go to my ethos. All right, so here's the thing. when we did when we went to the freedom thing, and I said I called it a freedom weekend. And the first thing that hit me was with Mark. We were talking about commercial. Mark, you said, "Hey, does commercial mean success? Does it mean?" And I got some interesting feedback from people who were going, "Hell no," because it takes us in the wrong direction where people know what the value. And then I got other sides where people said, "Hey, look, we have the right to have a commercial. It may be a different way to message the value, but have we learned in the last year or two more about what Juneteenth mean?" Think of all the years, not too many people were talking about it in any kind of way. So what was the investment? What was the groundwork that led us to this point where now it's being recognized? And that, to me, is it going to be more successful if we embrace the whole celebration of it, including the commercial success that corporations are going to take advantage of, as they did, for example, CNN yesterday at the Hollywood Bowl? Is that a measure of success, even though you know they're there to sit back and sell?
Well, it is a measure of success, but I think it returns to us the responsibility of telling our own story. That's why we are here. We are here to attempt to define the history ourselves. And I'm not even trying to do that for all black people. I'm trying to put it in the hands of indigenous people worldwide to tell their own history in their own way. That's what I want you to be able to do. And so, yeah, Juneteenth, we have to take ownership of it in a new way. We've always had ownership of it, but because of media, we have to take a new kind of ownership in a new way. And when we take that ownership, we have to define how it is to be expressed.
And I would say that we should take an opportunity. Each one of us should take an opportunity to discover our own family lineage and find out what our ancestors did and what roles they played and what happened to them. You know, so as Mario has said, and as I'm learning, the technology that we have disposal to and that we're trying to expose people to,
right,
is to tell our own story.
Right.
And it personalizes because the technology is so available that each of us can tell our own story. Each of us can get an account with Ancestry.com or some other organization or entity that will provide some DNA research for you.
Right.
So we can begin to really look, and now that all the records with the Freedmen Bureau has been digitized and they're available. So you can actually do research and find out, you need to know how much cotton your family picked. Or you need to know how many railroad ties, how many bricks your ancestor made, because that's how we'll measure how to fix this problem. That's how we'll be able to.
You certainly have to have that consciousness in mind as you go about the problem, because that's how you define the problem.
Exactly.
So we have to listen to the people whose history you're attempting to speak on. And that goes for anybody. That's not just black Americans. That goes for everyone, everywhere around the world. And learning to respect and appreciate each other's story. Because this is indeed the story of mankind. That's what we have to get people to understand. The story of black folks, that is also part of the story of mankind.
And to add that with the movement, I used Martin Luther King's birthday celebration to holiday and how much they had to erect the museums and say in D.C., all that movement, how long it took. Did any part of the commercial fuel help it along? Because you had to invest in the knowledge and sharing and education so people can then know wiser about what happened. But he's more of our recent past history. This is something that goes back, that should have even a stronger platform because of the significance of what it meant to people to say officially this is your Freedom Day.
Well,
so
I think when Mario talks about, or we talk about commercializing the holiday, I think you really got to define what that means, because one thing that we know, and particularly with me working with the historic East Towson community, the corporations that want to participate, they have money, they have resources, but they don't have the stories. And doing that research, what we discovered, black people use the internet more than anyone else to share, to tell, and share stories. So all of these stories that we talk about there were families that were impacted in Texas during that 2-year period. It's no telling how they were treated. So those are the stories that we need to learn about, particularly in that specific area where those people were impacted the most because of a failure to communicate.
An intentional failure.
Intentional failure to communicate.
That's what we say. Juneteenth was people who were kept in the dark for 2 years additional and worked as slaves.
Right. And
that's a crime. Someone should have been punished for that.
Severely.
Someone should have been punished.
Severely.
So now and you look at Texas again, right?
And you
Texas
can see the history.
Texas is the main state that doesn't want the history told.
They have the highest number of lynchings.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is the state where they're used to being racist.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
this is a state that has billboards, and whenever you enter the state on the highway,
don't mess with Texas.
Don't mess with Texas. And I can tell you from my personal experience, that's pretty serious about that shit.
No, they are serious. I don't like going there. I prefer not to go to Texas. There's not a lot of reasons to go there, in my opinion, but you know.
Yeah. All right, now taking it over to the next level, I'm going to sit back and discuss my venture as it went into entertainment. I'm supposed to be entertained. It's my birthday. So we got to the Juneteenth. I know what it means. I didn't know about the entertainment and what level. All I knew is that I was going down the hill and I was on my bike. So I didn't know how big this was. So Amazon's music R&B hip hop brand called Rotation partnered with festival. Partnered with festival organizers. No worry about that. And basically to curate talent on the festival's main stage. What I like about this is Mario and I, when we was doing Quiet Storm, I would do a special segment. And it was called, it was just highlighting the special artists of the week. And my favorite coverage of the most successful, and I had told Mario this, I said, more viewers watched this while all this activity was going on. I told him, I said, this guy's in the studio with his partner, and they're in there recording it, but it said, turn on the camera. You see people walking back and forth like it's just a regular service building. And he got millions of views on a one camera shoot that just began and end. And his name is Masego. That's who was performing. And so for those who follow him, you'll understand that for me it was kind of a surprise because I'm looking forward to the bowl. But this was a pleasant surprise the day before. Some of the other artists that was there was Alex Isley and Keon Dixon. So I wish I was there for them as well. So I totally missed out on the impact. And what it's getting me back to is Amazon's now investing. And the question I got is, as opposed to the bowl kind of did some highlights because it was TV. CNN, all that money. They highlighted some what they call, here's the social impact. Here's the African-American experience. Leimert Park, it seems like it's just corporate infused and you didn't feel the drill down of the promotion of here's the images, this is the storyline, pre-video and stuff, and it was Amazon. So is that an indictment on Amazon, or is it, look, better to have Amazon than to have regular organizers? I was caught between. So my question to you guys is, was it a success for CNN, and did they pull off a live broadcast just for the benefit of their platform, or did they really invest and get the message out about what Juneteenth meant? What did you guys think?
No, it was just the broadcast. I think they made money off the broadcast. No one is educated. If they were educating people about Juneteenth, they would see what a weasel the Biden administration was for making this a national holiday over anything else.
Without any real understanding, but I guess in a way, one could take the perspective that is good, and then it's up for us to tell the story. One could take that as a legitimate perspective,
right.
Even though that's trying to give the benefit of the doubt to CNN, which
Right.
I'm kind of hard pressed to do that. I'm kind of hard pressed, like
Right.
Amari. We tend to be a little jaded because that's the story of business
Right.
when it comes to us. But let's just say this, and I don't know yet. I was trying to look at the broadcasts from the Hollywood Bowl. Now I'm at the Hollywood Bowl, and I was trying to tune into the broadcast. So I did not find that easy. I downloaded the CNN app while there, and so it may have been easier to get at home while watching the CNN broadcast. And maybe, I don't know if they were broadcasting it live or not. I would assume not. So I don't know what CNN, I would be curious to know, and I don't know if you know, Vic.
Well,
Right.
I think it was live. Matter of fact, everything, I didn't watch it. Obi watched it in the other room. But everything that I saw on Facebook seemed to be in sync with what I was hearing her watch.
Now I'm curious, why didn't you watch it?
I'm not interested in seeing these old people perform.
Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Or any
Wow.
of them.
Okay, because you bought the album.
That would fuck me up to see them.
Wait a minute. Now, you're only talking about the particular artists because there were...
Some of them, I can
Yeah.
tell you that there were definitely a bunch of flat notes,
Yeah.
and vocals were... The vocal
so
performances were less
This
than
is what I
pleasing.
embrace. I embrace Earth, Wind, and Fire in
The history.
1974 at the Forum. Or when I first saw Earth, Wind, and Fire, they were the opening act. Earth, Wind, and Fire and Funkadelic was the opening act for Santana. And so, that's what I enjoy.
Right.
And I want to see who the new people are and what they're doing.
Right.
And that while I'm at home, I listen to what I listen to. But I want to see what the new talent is doing.
Okay.
I want to see where that's going. And I don't, everybody that knows me knows I love the music that I grew up listening to.
Okay. All right. So moving away from that, just simple. Did you guys think they pulled it off with the movement and time? I mean, they were on click spot because of the live. And I mean, pushed through it.
Well, they've been doing a lot of shows. I don't know when the last show was, but it looked like they were on and performing yet the day before.
Yeah, at the
It
soccer
looked-
field.
Yeah, it looked like they were performing the day before, so they're busy.
Right.
It's a very professional, wound up presentation.
Yeah. That's what I came across with. And there was a running joke also. They said,
Yeah.
it was a running joke. They said if this was all our people would have went into 10 o'clock.
Those old people,
How old is she?
39.
You know what?
If I